So I thought that maybe we were past this whole, you know, women and esports big issue conundrum that was going on. I thought that that was over, okay? I thought that we as a community kind of talked this out and, logically came to the conclusion that we need to stop being professional victims and just accept the fact that maybe we're not good enough to make the leagues, okay? But, then of course, another article comes out, and it's very good. It's a very well-written, very well-researched article with a lot of great arguments. It deconstructs a lot of the points that the community made very well. It is not biased in any way whatsoever, and overall, I gotta say, I think it's gonna sway everyone watching this video. So I had the luck of coming across this headline, okay? And I'm not gonna lie, when I saw it, I was just confused because the title clearly makes a bigger issue than what there actually is, to the point that it's almost ridiculous, okay? Esports still has a troubling relationship with women. That doesn't really make any sense, okay? I think we can all agree on that. That doesn't really make sense. Anyways, let's go ahead and I guess read this article, get an idea as to what the people behind it were thinking, and let's see if this logically adds up and is able to sway any of us. Ask Los Angeles Gladiators player Lane Sure4 Roberts what his favorite pastime is, and he'll tell you that it's looking at girls. So before we go any further, I just want to let you guys know, breaking news, straight man is attracted to women. A straight man who has hit puberty and has developed as, you know, a normal functioning man is sexually attracted to women, and it is one of his favorite pastimes to see attractive women and recognize how beautiful they are. And you know, it's, I think, something that for anyone else here who's a straight man, okay, I think we can all agree that our favorite pastimes are looking at girls. It's almost like it's human nature, and that the entire survival of our species altogether is completely dependent on straight men being attracted to beautiful women, okay? It's insane to think. I know, that's like, I guess, breaking news? This article makes it out like it's some sort of, like, weird thing. Like, it's like a weird fantasy. Like, he's got, like, a foot fetish, or that he's a furry, or something weird, you know? Something that's a little bit more out there that isn't common. They act almost as if it's not one of the most natural instincts on planet Earth. So basically, this whole article completely surrounds Sure4. He was at a Blizzard Media Day. They asked him what his favorite thing to do was, and he responded honestly and said he likes to look at girls on Instagram. They said they can't use that because, of course, you'll have articles like this written left and right by these perpetually offended crybabies who just, it doesn't matter what you do, they're going to be offended. There's Thirsty on main, and then there's Sure4, who is out proud and loud about his love for women. What? You're acting as if it's like some secret sexuality that a small minority of people have. It's the most common sexuality on planet Earth. I'm pretty sure anybody who's ever seen a pair of titties and is straight is pretty out proud and loud about their love for women. For men, or at least certain kinds of men, these tweets are funny, but for women, it makes us feel like objects, as if Sure4 sees women around him as nothing but for sex. See, this is the classic argument here, okay? He never said that. He never even really did anything that would really insinuate that's what he believes, okay? He never came out and said, I only care about women because of sex. He never said anything like that. But see, what articles like this do is they take that fact that that he likes women, okay, and then they basically turn it to where they make up almost the fact that he's objectifying them. It's amazing. They like almost flip the argument, but at the same time they like create a completely different, just random, shocking statement because they know people who are gonna read this are just gonna be like, oh my god, he thinks women are only for sex. And then all of a sudden, they're gonna agree with it. It's amazing. It's crazy how that always happens. That's not to say Sure4 can't ever express his love for women publicly, but there's a difference between saying he wants to cosplay so he can pretend to be a cute anime girl and randomly thirst tweeting about goth girls and cat girls. The former is wholesome and fun. The latter just feels like he tweeted you his current porn search. What's funny is that if he says he likes goth girls or cat girls, okay, then all of a sudden he's objectifying them and he's a bad man, right? And it makes women feel like objects and it's thirst tweeting and he's a horrible guy. But if he came out and said that he hated them and he thought they were a bunch of stupid bitches or something, then everybody would just be freaking out. We've gotten to this point where it's like almost to where you can't compliment women anymore. okay? If you have a certain taste in women, or if you say that you have a certain style of woman that you like, that becomes offensive, okay? You're offending people, and it's creeping me out. We've gotten to this point where we act like sexuality doesn't exist. It's insane to me. If him tweeting the words, just literally, goth girls offends you and makes you feel objectified, I'm sorry to tell you, you're probably not that bright. That's just being honest with you. The reaction to Surefour's tweet isn't just about Surefour. Esports has lengthy and ongoing problems with women more often than not because we're treated like outsiders. Men don't want to talk about women in gaming. What? They want to obsess over the later roster changes or the Overwatch League's meta. Okay, this is one of the dumbest things I've ever read in my life. This little paragraph right here is just retarded. Oh god, I can't say that, I forgot. Ooh boy, that's gonna offend some people. So you start off complaining that you're treated like outsiders, yet you write an entire article where you complain about the most nonchalant shit. You're mad that a guy likes looking at women and he thinks that he's attracted to them and that's like one of his pastimes. And you complain about how men in esports just objectify women and that they only treat them as objects for sex. You complain about being treated like outsiders and then you completely isolate yourself from the group because you think that you're supposed to be treated some special way. That men are supposed to just turn off sexuality and straight men are just supposed to be like, well, you know, I guess I can't look at those hot girls on Instagram anymore. I wouldn't want to objectify the women who are taking pictures of themselves and putting them up on the internet specifically to get attention from people, because why else do you put pictures on social media? And just be honest, don't lie. There's no woman on earth who's putting pictures on their social media that are even remotely sexual where they're not doing it to get attention. Or even if that's not like the sole purpose behind it, it has to go through their head at some point like, yeah, guys are gonna really like that angle. Guys are gonna like that outfit, you know what I'm saying? It has to go through your head. The only reason you put things on social media is to get the attention of others. Yet apparently when women willingly post pictures of themselves and men react by, oh, I don't know, you know, looking at them and you know, having, you know, regular sexuality, being attracted to them, then it's objectification. I just want to remind you that that's literally the reason you exist on Earth, is because your dad objectified your mom. So, whole lot of you wouldn't exist if this quote-unquote objectification, aka sexuality, didn't exist. And then they want to obsess over the latest roster changes or the Overwatch League's meta. Yeah, that's kind of how esports work. People like tend to obsess over the things that impact it. You know, if their favorite team drops a couple players and makes maybe a better change or drops one of their favorite players, yeah, you know, that's crazy to think that they would obsess over that, or that they're going to react to the Overwatch League meta changing and they're not just wanting to talk only about women in gaming. I do just want to let you know, you do realize you're not that special, right? You do realize that the world isn't going to treat you like your parents did your whole life. I know that that's crazy to think that you're not special enough for men to put you on a pedestal just because you're a woman and you're in esports, but yeah, that's just not how the world works. Welcome to the equal playing field you want so badly. Speaking of which, only one woman plays in the Overwatch League. Shanghai Dragons, I'm not even going to try to pronounce that. Gigyuri faced an uphill battle just to stay in competitive Overwatch. She suffered intense scrutiny after male competitors alleged her skill came from aimbotting. It was proven false by Blizzard, but to show she was a pro, she streamed herself playing the game for an hour, wearing a mask to remain anonymous. You know what? Yeah, I hate to tell you this, but yeah, the internet's full of douchebags, okay? And they're going to do whatever they can to upset you. Believe it or not, when you put yourself in a spotlight, yes, you are going to face criticism, and you're going to face scrutiny, and any little detail that can be picked out about you, or any little weakness that you show that can be picked out is going to be put on full blast. You do realize that plenty of guys also get a lot of shit, right? You do realize there's a lot of guys who get accused of aimbotting and they suffer intense scrutiny. Believe it or not, women are not the only people on the internet or in esports who actually face criticism and actually face douchebags who pick on them. It's insane to think that. I mean, even if you look at professional sports, athletes literally get bullied all day on Twitter, okay? Do you ever see them having articles written where they're being objectified because people are looking at pictures of them on their Instagram and think that they're awesome because they play sports? And then of course they have to make a point, only one woman plays in the Overwatch League, and this has been a point that we've talked about plenty of times. Not only do women statistically play games that are big on the esports levels, significantly less than their male counterparts, but women also play video games less than men in general. Isn't that a shocker? Once again, no esports team is ever going to take the possible nightmare of declining women onto their team in the year 2019. Literally, if a woman wants to play esports, she literally just has to be better than the competition. Just logically think about it. Why would any esports team that wants to make money and wants to compete in these leagues ever turn down a woman who is possibly more talented than all the other guys simply because she's a woman? That isn't how this works, okay? You're literally just creating this false narrative in your heads to make yourself a victim. And then it brings up the whole Ellie situation, which, if you don't know, basically there was a quote-unquote Overwatch player named Ellie, and it was supposed to be a woman, but it wasn't. It was actually a social experiment by some streamer, okay? And people were excited because she was the first female Overwatch player to be on a North American team, but it turned out basically to just be this guy, okay? And the whole thing started because people started questioning her identity, primarily because of the erratic way that when the player was streaming, that the quote-unquote girl would talk in comparison to the gameplay and things like that. Minor details like that didn't add up, and it was becoming more and more apparent that a woman was just talking on the mic while a guy actually played the game, okay? And they were completely right. As a woman in the industry, it makes me super uncomfortable for a pro player to be going around saying his favorite thing to do is look at girls. Well, you know what, I hate to tell you, man, but yeah, human nature, it's a problem, apparently, to you. I'm sorry that you're super uncomfortable. Okay, how does that make you super uncomfortable? You do realize that he's not, like, going to stalk you and murder you, right? Just because his favorite pastime is looking at women on the internet who post their pictures specifically for that reason, right? It's literally just you making yourself a victim, okay? You talk about how you don't want to be victimized and you don't want to be objectified, and then you victimize yourself. Granted, Surefour is just one person. He isn't the root of esports' women problem. He's part of an overrun species cultivated in a male-dominated field that made it okay to shit on women. Okay, yeah, this actually just took the cake for the dumbest thing in this article. This quote-unquote male-dominated field is only a male-dominated field because all of the major esports fall into categories that women simply don't play because they don't enjoy those types of video games. I'm not just saying that. That is statistics. That made it okay to shit on women. Okay, here's what's funny. You write these stupid articles, okay, where you just sit there and victimize yourself, and you make it out like women aren't strong enough to just actually get into the scene, and women are just being completely bullied around, and they can't make their way onto teams because of men. And then you talk about how you think women should be, you know, stronger, right, in the scene. It's male-dominated, and apparently you don't want that. If that's the case, then why are women not deciding to play games where esports are actually popular? Is it women's fault that they can't go buy a $60 game? Okay, they're not being denied the right to the game. They can buy the game the same way, at the same place, in the same method, really, that any man can buy the game. They are not time limited, okay? They can practice all they want. There are no restrictions on any of the esports leagues that determine whether or not women are not allowed in the league. Women completely have the right to get the game, play it, stream it, and get into these leagues. They're just choosing not to. Therefore, this whole male-dominated thing, it's not really guys' fault, okay? And then when you write these stupid articles victimizing yourself, you're the one who's quote-unquote making it okay to shit on women. You word this as if like every esports player in the world who's a guy is just like, God, dude, if women get in the league, I swear to God, I'm gonna retire. I hate women. Like, dude, come on. I just don't know how some of you survived, okay? You're just so offended by everything. You know, there's not enough women representation in this field of esports where it's completely open and anyone can come play in the league regardless of what gender they are, but there's not enough women representation because they're just deciding not to play the game. That's men's fault. Women are posting pictures on the internet, right? They're putting all these pictures on their Instagram so they can get attention from other people and get compliments. But hey, when guys compliment us and look at our pictures and they mention how much that's one of their favorite pastimes, because that's just how nature works, and straight guys just happen to have this tendency of liking, you know, naked women or beautiful women, I'm being objectified, okay? I'm offended. I was really uncomfortable with the fact that a straight guy actually finds women attractive. It's so ridiculous, okay? These articles, okay, instead of actually addressing any quote-unquote problem that actually could exist, instead makes women in esports look like all they want to do is bitch and moan their way into these spots where they're supposed to have some control. If you as a woman don't feel comfortable with guys looking at your pictures, don't post them online. If you're really taking them for self-confidence, save them on your phone, save them on your computer, print the pictures out. Because if you put them on social media, guess what's gonna happen? okay? Guess what's gonna happen? It's amazing, isn't it? That the world and nature itself can't change to make you feel more comfortable. It's wild. It's almost as if there's not like privacy settings and things on all social media where you can block people you don't want from seeing your profile. It's crazy to me. If you're a woman and you're wanting to get into esports, okay, don't believe this shit. Okay, because if it comes down to people like this, they don't want to see you succeed because you're actually good at esports. They don't want to see you rise the ranks and actually get through the system the way it's intended to be gotten through and to actually do it. They want to complain and piss and moan until everyone settles for what they think, until everyone settles for their little culture of offendedness. There's women who could destroy me in pretty much any video game, okay? That's simply the case. There's no business that won't actually sign you if you're better than the men. The more that you believe this, the more that you victimize yourself in your own head, the worse off you're gonna be. If you spend all your time, instead of actually practicing esports and actually trying to get into leagues, if you instead just sit around and you think, well, just because I'm a woman, I'm never gonna make it because it's a male-dominated field, even though, you know, it's just how women have kind of naturally selected their video game genres and things like that, you're never going to make it in esports, okay? And if you want women to be taken seriously in esports, stop victimizing yourselves. Stop victimizing the whole gender. I know women are stronger than that. I know that for a fact. And if you think that your articles where you perpetuate your own victimhood and stuff is what's gonna get you guys up to the top and is gonna get women on an equal, you know, setting with men when it comes to how many people are in esports, you're wrong, okay? You're just simply never gonna do that. Lesson to be learned, okay? That's the lesson right there. It's easy to make yourself a victim. It's easy to point out some minor flaws in the way others act and decide that that's the problem that's holding you back from everything. But if you think like that your whole life and you spend your whole life being offended or sad or, you know, worried because you think someone's gonna objectify you, you're automatically raising the chances of that happening to 100% pretty much. Make your own way, don't rely on other people. It's that simple. Of course, let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. Thank you guys for watching. Longer video, I know. If you did enjoy, make sure to leave a like on this video. Subscribe if you're brand new around here on my channel. I talk about all kinds of stuff here, so if you enjoyed the way this video went, go ahead and, you know, make sure that you see more content. Follow me on Twitter at @SubToOptimus. I post memes, thoughts, and updates over there. Hopefully, none of the things I post will offend anyone or objectify any women. I know it's scary to think, you know, I am straight and I am white, so I'm already, you know, 2 of the 3, and then when you had male into there, man, I'm 3 for 3 on the horrible person list, so still follow me on Twitter, though. Also, thank you to my channel members for your $5 a month. Your support around here on the channel helps it tremendously. Issues like this can be demonetized, which hurt videos, like their performance, and then also on top of that, this is my job, so your financial support is also much appreciated. If you'd like to become a member, make sure to hit the join button down below, and until my next video, guys, this is Optimus, being a professional victim, and signing out.